So anyways, here being lazy again, swapping coils, and yeah, just transfer all the wires over, and then I'm just gonna unscrew it and put the new one on. And just to prove a point, every time I come out here to work on the car, I literally just finished putting the last bolt on that, it started raining. So welcome back to the channel, guys. Sorry I haven't been posting as often. I've been kind of busy, so right now what it's looking like, I'm going to be posting about once a week, if that. But just know that I'm still continuing to work on it. It's just it's taking me a lot longer than I would like it to. But here I'm gonna finish this off, which from the last video, I don't know if you remember, forgot to put it on when I was putting the downpipe on. And what I might end up having to do is cut it right here. That way I can just put a band clamp on it and I don't have to be forcing it in there or whatever. The other thing I'm going to be working on is attaching all the wires, running the extra ground, and changing the backing plate for the door handle. As you can see, that's the aftermarket piece, and it just keeps popping off. It will not hold on. It was glued on there, but it just popped off overnight. Today is going to be a short video, just this and that, and then on to the next thing. So anyways, I finished with messing with this. Now I had took the door handle off again, and what I've done here is that I zip tied the crap out of it, because as you can see, like, it's just bowing out of shape. I wanted to put on the one that was on the original door handle, but the problem with that one is that if I can find it, it's just missing a chunk. So trying to keep the parts new again, I'm going to zip tie the crap out of it and melt it. Like, I put heat on it last time to get it just to bend nicely. I didn't want to deform it, but yeah, didn't work. The epoxy didn't adhere to the metal, even though I scuffed it on the inside. So now I'm just using brute force. These are as tight as they go. Once I heat it up, it might leave marks on the plastic. But yeah, gotta do that just to get it to work. Yeah, hot. By the way, if you ever want to know a good zip tie from a VAT zip tie, check this out. That's a bad zip tie. That's a bad zip tie. I don't know if you can see how it's deforming. And then here's a good one. Once it actually started to melt, it deformed. Anyways, should be enough. So I'm here tightening everything up, and I'm making sure that nothing rattles. Like, for example, this one just broke here, so I'm gonna have to replace it to make sure that this doesn't rattle. And then I'm gonna actually wrap it on some Tessa tape. But something that I realized that a lot of these cars have, which makes a lot of noise, especially that very rattly vibration noise, is this right here on the down position. And I failed to show this earlier, but I used these nuts to have the round end on the other side. What I did was use those nuts on these two right here, because this rides, or it doesn't have to ride, but this is now riding on those two nuts. You can actually see the lines that they're leaving here. You can actually see the lines that they're leaving here. Now this one goes off of the I don't know what to call it, this gear side or whatever, and it's actually hitting the edge just barely. So what I'm gonna do is that with one of these rat tail files, I'm gonna file this just enough to contour it. That way, when the window's all the way down and this is kind of like on the edge of the nut, it'll want to come back up so it doesn't get stuck. It hasn't gotten stuck yet, but it will, or I feel it might, as the bushings shrink and settle and all that, because everything's brand new. So I thought that'd be like a nice tech tip if you're trying to make your windows quiet. All that's doing is that it's putting pressure on this so this doesn't rattle, so this gear doesn't rattle. And you can actually see it now that it's not rattling. And if I put it down, so there, this is probably going to be really hard to see. Yeah, there, you can see it there, like right at the edge of the gear. So that edge is the one that I'm going to file to make it want to get back on the gear when it goes up. And like I said, what that's doing is that that's holding this gear in a fashion that when it's up here, it's tight and it doesn't want to rattle. Because if you go on your door, you'll notice that they rattle. They're very loose on the gears. All that is because of the way that the mechanism works. It needs a little bit of play, and that play ends up allowing it to rattle around. And yeah, so this is one of the main noise reductions I've done to this door, and hopefully this helps you down the line. So I finished working on everything inside, and then I started lining the door because I'm still having was having it that was way too low here, and then there was a giant gap where I could actually stick my finger. Now I have a more even gap. But now I still have to move the striker and move this end a little bit more up. One of you guys asked me to make a more detailed video on the door, so the passenger side door is gonna get a bit of a time lapse, because I don't think you want to see me shimmying the door for 4 hours. So I'll do a little bit of a time lapse just so you can see the kind of technique that I'm using to get these to align. And pretty much it's very archaic. I'm literally just propping the door up a little bit and then shifting the hinges as I need to. So I'm gonna keep messing with that for a couple minutes, and then I'm gonna align the glass, and this door should be ready just to put the door panels on. Which actually, it's kind of funny, I had somebody email me, and they offered me a pair of door panels, free door panels. So I took them. I'm gonna put those on for the time being. Like I mentioned earlier on the video, I'm kind of changing my schedule. I'm not going to be posting as often, but eventually I'll get to the door panels that I was making, because I already cut the fabric and started the stitching and the gluing and all that. Still haven't cut the backing piece out of the ABS plastic, but that's not a long process, and that I can do at any time. I was more concerned about just the fabric, because getting it to look nice is it's the most important thing out of making them. I'm going back with the stock cards. Can't say no to free stuff. And yeah, anyway, other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. It's more like an update and just kind of showing you what is going on right now. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and share this with anybody that may find it useful.